right, good Wednesday morning to you, and welcome to GBN Live. I'm Todd Cartner, your host, and guys, we are excited to have you with us. Please make sure that you stay around to the end of the show so that we can get you into our drawing for a $25 gift card for walk-ons. And also just wanted to reach out and say thank you to our sponsor of GBN Live, Grand Strand Law Group, with locations in Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach. And you can reach out to them at 843-492-5422. I am so excited today. We're going to have some fun with our guest, Terri Stevens. Let's get her on here. She is with Creative Outdoor Solutions, and you're going to learn how you can make your backyard oasis come alive here very soon. Stick with us. GBN Live is next. All right, guys, welcome to GBN Live again. Right here with me in the studio today is the one and only Terri Stevens. Welcome, Terri.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We're excited to have you here. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your family, all that good stuff.
Well, I was born in Ohio, but I lived most of my life in Northern Virginia. I moved here about 3 years ago. I have a daughter who lives in Virginia Beach. She's a financial analyst, and the rest of my family's still in Virginia. So I go back to Northern Virginia every once in a while, check on them. And
yeah. I don't know if you know this, but I used to be with the fire department for Horry County, and at one point, over 50% of our paramedics were from Ohio. I'm like, is there anybody left in Ohio? You know, that's kind of funny. So you're with Creative Outdoor Solutions, and you are not only the owner, but you're also a designer. And I believe I read somewhere you have a degree in that, right?
In horticulture.
In horticulture. Okay, that's cool. So how long have you been in business? How'd you get started? That kind of stuff.
Well, I had my own business in Northern Virginia for 27 years, and I have worked in the industry for about 35 years. I came here to work for another company and ended up starting my own. I'm just too much of a control freak. So it comes with having a type A personality.
That's right.
So
that's right. Yeah.
I started in August, and we have been steady rolling ahead, having a lot of fun, designing beautiful outdoor spaces, and just really enjoying what we do.
We're going to see some photos here in just a minute of it, but you guys are more than just a landscape design company. You guys do patios, pergolas, you do obviously landscaping design and stuff like that, even some cool water features that I've seen some photos of. So tell us a little bit about your services and what are the type of things you provide.
Okay, yeah, we do pretty much integrated the entire yard. So we can do landscaping, the hardscapes to include the outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, fire pits, the water features. If we don't do it, we have an associate that does install it, and we can provide a cohesive design. So we integrate all of the subcontractors necessary to make the work possible, the plumbers, the electricians, who we've all met through GBN. So we have trusted professionals.
GBN rocks, hashtag. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We I've seen some of your work that you've done already for some other clients, and which is pretty cool. But it's fun to take that that idea that somebody has in their head and just make it come to life. And that's, I mean, as a graphic designer, it's kind of the same way, even though I'm designing documents or papers or websites or whatever. But as a graphic designer, I love just listening to people's ideas, and then your head's rolling. Michelle's good at that. Michelle Griffin.
Oh, yes.
She'll take your idea and you go crazy about it. But Stephanie's on here. She says, so excited to hear from Terri Anne this morning. There you go. She's got a comment. Thanks for joining us, Stephanie. We appreciate that. Well, I tell you what, before we get into too much of this, we've got some photos that you shared with us. So let's bring some of those up and talk about a little bit about those. So here is looks like an outdoor fire pit type. So
right, yeah, that's a kit fireplace. They're easy to put together. They weigh a ton, but they provide that outdoor atmosphere. Go sit by the fire, roast some marshmallows. Just extends the use of your backyard, and fun for the kids. Adds value to the property. As you know, as a realtor, adding features that are desirable to the backyard are definitely going to add some value to the home. Lots of options for different materials for outdoor fireplaces. We can do mortared work with natural stone or cultured stone. That's an outdoor water feature. This one, I took the picture a couple of years after it was finished, because you can see the landscaping is mature. And again, what a respite for birds. Put some fish in there, enjoy your koi. They'll eat right out of your hands once they get to know you. Just to provide some interest in sound, especially if you're in a high traffic area, something to kind of.
So let's talk about this one for a minute. Kind of behind your orange part of the logo here, is that green foliage there. Is it tall, or is that where it's built up a little bit? I was a little interested in that, right
Right.
in the
Yeah.
area.
In areas where you have flat land, but you want to install a water feature, we bring in soil and create the terrain difference.
Okay.
And in this case, we covered it with a low growing ground covered juniper, so you didn't see that intentional bump in the topography, so to speak.
Yeah, and I think one of the cool features here for any outdoor space like this is to try to keep the live plants live year round, so you have that beautiful look on a regular basis.
Correct.
So
Correct.
what else we got here?
Outdoor fire pit. They're probably the number one thing that we were asked for is to install a fire pit. Um, we have a lot of clients that and we run a gas line for propane or natural gas to the fire pit, so they don't have to worry about wood. In fact, some communities will not allow wood burning fire pits. So
Oh,
natural
really?
gas,
I haven't run into that
yeah,
yet.
market common. A lot of them won't.
And is that just an open fire pit, or is that even one like this? You
Even
wouldn't
one like this.
really?
Yeah, we've
Wow,
applied for HOA approval and been denied many times. So
wow.
that's something to check before you drag your designer through that process as to
Yeah.
whether or not it's permissible or not.
It'll happen like that until one of the board members wants a fire pit.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'm on the board of mine too, so I know what you mean. Here is an outdoor kitchen. This is something I'm wanting to put in my backyard oasis. So talk a little bit about those.
Yeah, outdoor kitchens are all the rage, and there's lots of new opportunities with the griddle pans and the eggs, the smokers that folks are using. We have one we're working on in Polly's Island next month. He's putting a kegerator in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's lots of different options as far as appliances go, and there is a lot of forethought with the outdoor kitchens and coordination because you can see in this picture there's electrical outlets, so that all needs to be coordinated ahead of time. No mason wants to have to chip away stone to put electrical outlets
No,
in
absolutely
after
not.
the
Yeah.
fact.
And so I mean, with the beautiful rock work around here and everything else, it truly is an outdoor kitchen. You even got a sink there, refrigerator,
Right.
and I guess to the right of the grill there is a stovetop,
It's a side burner.
yeah,
Yep.
side burner, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that's crazy. And then you've got storage down below. Uh, like you said, it truly is an outdoor kitchen. If you're someone like me, you don't want to be stuck in the house doing this kind of stuff. You invite your friends over and you have a great time outdoor.
Right. Easy cleanup.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then here's another fire pit. That's neat.
Yeah, this is a material called Rosetta, the fire pit and the seat wall, and it's a material that's somewhat new to the area, but it's got that natural stone mountainous look to it. I know we're not in the mountains, but if you want something a little different that doesn't look like the regular paver block, which I call kind of like Legos, this adds some texture and interest. And with some low voltage lighting underneath the cap, it's absolutely beautiful at night because it picks up the texture of the stone.
Well, the thing I like about the stone here too is it looks it looks real.
Mhm.
Sometimes you see some that's not that dimensional
Right.
stone. So this really looks like it was. Well, I mean, I know it is real stone, but I mean, it's something that looks like it's really was handpicked to go in there. So that's
Right.
nice. So
Right.
Stephanie again says absolutely beautiful work. So we appreciate that, Stephanie. Yeah, and then here's another outdoor. Now, I actually had a friend of mine that did this, and they put a cooking stone in the bottom. It looks just like this, but they could put a cooking stone there, so it was removable, but they could do pizza on the
Oh, how
stone. So
fun.
I'm like, how cool is that? So I guess it was like a shelf above it. So Audrey is joining us. Thank you, Audrey. I appreciate that. She says beautiful designs. So yeah, so that is gorgeous. But talk a little bit about this one too.
Yeah, this is all natural stone. The client wanted a more natural look. They backed up to woods, and it just kind of, made sense to have natural materials and a hearth where they could sit, pop their bottle of wine or their hors d'oeuvres or charcuterie, and just sit
Everything
out
else.
there and enjoy that space.
Great place to roast marshmallows as well.
Yes, yep.
So that's awesome. Well, let's get back to some of the questions. Those are some great designs there, and I know that there's 1,000 more. You can see them on our website, or you can even on Facebook page. I see a ton of them there. But of all the services, you kind of mentioned it just a moment ago. But of all the services, what do you think is requested the most?
Probably fire pits.
Fire pits?
Yeah, fire pits. Fire pits are a happy medium because outdoor fireplaces, they can be expensive.
Right.
I mean, they start about 10,000, and depending on the materials, can go up to 30.
Right.
So a fire pit is a more practical option.
It's the price of a swimming pool.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
keep adding a few of those things, and before you know it, you got into the house.
Right,
So
right.
I did see Ulitza's joining us. She had a little comment that was there just a moment ago. She said Terri rocks, and I've used her personally. That's awesome. Thanks for joining us, Ulitza. We had breakfast this morning together, Ulitza and I did at Miller Mott Technical College. Oh, Deb's watching us. Hi, Terri Anne. Love the light stone. Beautiful. There you go. Thank you, Deb, as well. So with these outdoor fire pits, I mean, first of all, you go to a simple place like Lowe's or Home Depot, and you can buy ones that are already made, and you just sit out there. But they really don't do a fire pit justice. And to me, most of those, if you're cooking with a small propane tank or something like that. But when you really put gas in there and put the nice bigger burner in and everything else, it really changes how that fire pit works. Not only is it aesthetically pleasing, it's also for warmth that works really well, but also for marshmallows and whatever. So what's the one thing that you would tell someone that's interested in a fire pit that they really should consider that maybe people don't on a regular basis?
Definitely running that gas line.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a time saver. And then with the burner unit that goes in the fire pit, you can get them in the shape of a star, a circle, a square. That adds interest as well.
Which also changes the design of the fire pattern.
Exactly.
Right?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And I've even seen some that have lights in the bottom of them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an option.
Which is just changes the whole, or lights around the perimeter of the, what do you call it, a seating area around the fire pit, because you can do those as well. I wouldn't sit that close to them, but
yeah,
the wall around it, the seawall. There you go. See, that's why you have a professional, because they know all the terms. So I'm anyway. Well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and take a quick break. If you guys have any questions, I've seen several comments coming in, but if you have any questions for Terri Anne, just put them in your comments below, and we will get those on air. And when we come back, I want to talk about how we get started in the process. What does people need to do to get started in this? So stick around. GBN Live will be right back after this break.
Hi, I'm Justice Ann. I've been a canine liaison at Grand Strand Law Group for 30 years. What's that? You don't believe me? I meant 30 dog years, of course. First rule of lawyering: read the fine print. Anywho, my humans at Grand Strand Law Group have a combined 20 years experience. I know, not as much as me, but that's in people years. So yeah, still pretty impressive. Real estate, estate planning, or probate, you need GSLG.
Grand Strand Law Group. Trust us, we have a dog.
Great Business Networking grew out of the idea that by creating lasting friendships within the community, we can make the community even better.
I was looking to network with professionals and to be able to refer my clients to somebody that I trust.
Well, it's really important to trust the members of the group, because we really generate quality referrals, and to know somebody, be friends with them, and get that qualified referral is the key to success.
It is networking, but it doesn't feel like networking, and that is important to me. I come to the meetings, I have fun, I make great connections, and I help grow my business.
GBN, these are some of the best professionals in the market, and having that resource available to me, that's priceless.
Well, GBN is a network of business professionals that build long-lasting friendships that will not only grow my business, will grow yours as well. That's what referral marketing is all about.
GBN really is the most important marketing for your business. Check us out today. All right, good afternoon or good morning, and welcome back to GBN Live. I'm Todd Cartner, your host, and today we have with us Terri Anne Stevens, who is with Creative Outdoor Solutions. And I forgot to mention this at the top of the show, but if you guys are watching and you've joined us before, you may have noticed something a little new to the show today. And if you look down, where am I here? Look down in the scrolling marquee. I actually accidentally found out how to put a few emojis in there. So, of course, I went crazy with it and added a few in. There's a pin mark, there's a couple question marks, there's a couple lightning bolts over here and just around the live. And anyway, let us know your thoughts on those and see what you think. and we'll go from there. So before the break, we discussed all the amazing services that you offer and whatnot. But if I wanted to get started, what's the first process? I know it's not just calling up and say, "Hey, Terri Anne, I need you to come over here and do my yard." That's kind of dumb to start that way. So what would you recommend? How do we get started?
First thing, find your survey. And when you go to closing, you should get a survey of
Right.
your property. A lot of folks don't have it, but if you're living in HOA, you're going to have to get HOA approval, and they're going to want everything drawn on the survey.
Right.
So that's what I usually suggest as the first step. And then also do your research. Maybe go to Pinterest or Google different facets of the outdoors that you're looking for, different fireplaces, fire pits, kitchens. It's always helpful as a designer to kind of have an idea and get in your head before starting the design process.
Yeah. And Pinterest is not just for ladies. I have a ton on my phone that we could go through here, and I could show you a million of them that I've got ideas for my backyard. So yeah, you're right. Pinterest is a great place to get started. It's not the cheapest place sometimes, even though they're free, but you look and say, "Oh my God, that's beautiful." Well, you need to take out a third mortgage on your house. But yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Look, Stephanie has a question. How do you help customers best utilize the space they have, and what is the ideal amount of space to create an outdoor experience? Great question, Stephanie.
That is a good question, Stephanie. You don't have to have a lot of space to create an outdoor experience. A 10 by 10 yard. I mean, we can do a lot with that space if you want to have a place to go read or just sit and have a glass of wine at the end of the day. I mean, think tiny houses. Think what they do with that space. Just take some creativity and making sure that you're utilizing the space up, out, in all directions.
Yeah, that's so true. I've actually got a few ideas from my house from looking at plans for a tiny house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I've got this space, I want to do something with it or whatever, and you go in there and it's amazing what they can put in a little small box, if you will. So all right, so we got tons of photos on your website. We went on and looked at some of the ones that you had here as well. But let's say that I have an idea and I say, I want this outdoor kitchen. These are the things I want to have. I know you've got a lot of photos from previous jobs, but is it a possibility to even go to some of your clients' home to see what you've done there, to see it in person, because photos don't always give you the real touchy-feely type thing.
Right.
So,
oh, absolutely. We can do a field trip.
yeah,
We
there
can
you
go-
go.
we can
Field
go-
trip. I love
yeah,
it.
we can do that. I met clients yesterday at a nursery to pick out plants.
Yeah.
And the stone products, generally, when it comes to picking pavers and stone, I bring them to your house rather than you coming to the site where we buy our materials, because I think it's really important to see them at different times of the day, wet and dry. Make sure it's exactly what you want, because just like the siding of your house, the material can look different depending on how the sun hits it.
I'm so glad you said that, because I was thinking the same thing. I put a few pavers from my driveway to my front door, and when I put them out there, the outside of my house is kind of a bluish gray color, and when I put the paver down, it was a light gray, and it looked horrible against the house. And I'm like, so I took them all back and got new ones, and it was a pain in the tail. But you're exactly right. That color does make that huge difference. And that is a good way to go with it. Sometimes it's good to go completely opposite of what you think instead of trying to coordinate something, I guess is how
definitely.
you say it. So, Terry's like, what's that? It's time for rapid fire. So here's 10 questions for you, just quick answers with. Ready? What's your first job?
Oh, I injected the rear end of Japanese beetle grubs with a hypodermic needle to make milky spore. Nobody can top that.
Michelle Griffin, if you're watching, you're out. She's the winner on that one. Wow. Night owl, early bird?
Oh, early bird.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm both. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Dog or cat person?
Dog, 100%.
100% dog. I have 2 huskies.
Oh,
I love my huskies until it's shedding time.
oh yeah.
Dark or milk chocolate?
I'm not a sweets eater. I'll say dark because it's healthier.
Yeah, there you go. Favorite color?
Green.
Green. I think that
It
was
Michelle.
Michelle's.
So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Well, I like plants. So.
Right, well, there you go. Green thumb. I don't have one. All my plants use dehydrated water. I don't have to worry about them ever dying. Look, oh wow, Michelle is watching. Hi, Michelle. We love you.
Yeah.
Favorite word or phrase?
Oh, I can't say it.
Geek. There's another one. All right, we'll talk about it after the show. Favorite movie?
I like comedies. I'll say Steel Magnolias.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Favorite song?
Oh, Say Something by Chris Stapleton and
Oh, I
Justin
love it.
Timberlake. You know that
Oh,
song?
I love
Most
it.
people
That
have
is
never heard of it.
Oh no, I love it. I watched it yesterday. As a matter of
the
fact.
video is awesome.
Yes, it is. Wow. See how easy that was,
Yeah.
Michelle? You just had to pick one.
Yeah.
Michelle was like, "Oh, what? I don't know."
That's
Of
what
course,
happens when
you know,
you're a
I
dancing
know.
queen.
Look, she still loves us.
Yeah.
That's good. She might have typed that before we.
Yeah.
Favorite vacation spot?
Oh, Cape Cod.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
Cape
love
Cod.
Cape Cod area.
Mhm.
And favorite mobile app that you use like on a daily basis? Not GBN, but
Well, this one interests most people. There's a hardscaper app that's geared towards people in the hardscape
oh,
industry.
there you
Yeah,
go.
lots
Yeah,
of new information. Love to learn.
yeah,
Mhm.
new ideas. Yeah,
Exactly, new
so
products.
yeah, that's cool. That's something I do too. Is like when I had my marketing firm and we did websites and whatnot, we would go look at some of the competition that was
Mhm.
in a different area,
Okay.
so that they weren't competitors, and get just ideas because we can only think of so many. So as a realtor, I fully understand that the backyard really adds to the value of a home. Um, One of the issues that we're having as real estate or in the real estate market is that supplies are not as easily to get.
Mhm.
So things you don't think about. Of course, appliances are hard. Lumber's always an issue, but um, the fixtures for a bathroom have been hard to get.
Oh,
It's
wow. Mhm.
even siding, vinyl siding has been hard to get. Are you seeing that in your industry as well, to where some of those supplies just were their own back order?
Oh, yes. Yeah, a lot of them were looking 8 to 12 weeks. Just depends on the
Okay.
manufacturer. So with my clients, I can guide them and let them know what's soonest available. Some of our vendors have product in stock, but it's few and far between.
Yeah.
And there's no magic stash anywhere. I know a
No.
lot of people are signing, oh, because he can get this job done sooner. Well, likely it's going to be drug out because
Yeah.
there's no inventory hiding in a bunker.
And the great thing about working with a professional is you can always say that, this one's not going to be available, but this one is, and it's very close or very similar,
Right.
your product, whatnot. And, even with real estate, windows have been
Oh,
difficult
that's
to get.
what I hear.
Alexa Pickford,
Yes.
I was talking to her this morning and her windows just came in. She ordered black trim instead of white trim, which I think is going to look awesome.
Mhm.
But I ordered windows for my house to replace them, and it took 16 weeks to
Oh
come
my
in. So,
goodness. Yeah.
good thing is I had windows already there. They just weren't what I wanted. So yeah, so that's pretty much how that goes. But is there anything we didn't talk about? Anything you want to add that I left out?
No, the
We
only
covered a lot of good information. So
I'd just say we consider ourselves kind of a boutique landscape company. We're
yeah,
not looking to be a multi-million-dollar company. We just want to do good work, have happy clients, and work on referrals.
and that's exactly what GBN's all about. So
Yep.
that's what my last question is: what does it mean to you to be a part of GBN and just networking in general?
Well, I actually joined GBN right when I started my new business, and it's been invaluable. I mean, not only have I made some amazing friends in my chapter and other chapters, they
Friends
have
first,
been
business second,
there. You
right there.
go, there you go. I've made some amazing contacts that I can share with my clients, which is second, what it's
Yeah,
all about.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I am indebted to GBN and especially my chapter for what they've done for me.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit more, but I forgot about Dancing Debbie
Oh,
up here. So, guys, put in hashtag GBN Rocks in your comments so that we can get those on the air, and we will enter you into the drawing. So make sure you go ahead and put GBN Rocks on there. Let's hold off on that contest to get people to put that in there. I'm just looking through some of the comments right now, and Ashton's on here. Hey, Ashton. Cordero, she is part of GBN as well. I appreciate that. I see Deb's in there as well. Who else do we have in here? Alexa is on. Oh, look at that. We talk about her and she shows up. Melanie, we see you. Hi, Melanie. Thanks for joining us as well. Skylar Bird's on here, the one and only Skylar Bird. And then, of course, Stephanie. And we've got tons of other people on there watching. But make sure you put hashtag GBN Rocks on there. I'm going to ask her one more question, and then we're going to go to the drawing before we wrap up. So, this is something that I'm looking to do myself. I want to build my backyard oasis. I want to put an outdoor movie screen. I want to put a little pergola, or not a pergola, but a little like a loft that comes. I can show you a picture if you want to see it. But the loft is going to be something like that.
Oh,
So I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that's what I'm wanting, a little loft. And in there, I want to put a little swinging, like a hammock or a bed or something that you can watch the outdoor movie on as well. But obviously, all this takes time and money. And but if you were to pick one thing to start with, is there one thing that really stands out, or is that really just based on the customer?
Well, it's based on what they like, but basically anything that's got to be put in the ground or like anything that's set on a footer, that's
Right.
where I would start. So if
Right.
you're building an outdoor kitchen or a fireplace, it has to be set on a footer for stability. So
Yeah.
I'd start below ground and work up.
See, that's why you talk to a professional. But because one of the things I'm going to do with I've got a large backyard, but I'm fencing it in now. I'm getting all that stuff ready, so I know where to put everything. Uh, I'm contemplating putting artificial grass in the back, just because it's less maintenance. I don't have to worry about it, and it's done. And that way, you don't, throw your grass seeds all into your mulch beds and everything else, and then weeds get everywhere. It's a pain in the tail. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. Do you have any insight to artificial grass? Hate it, love it?
No, it's a great product.
Yeah.
It's definitely functional.
Not cheap.
No, I was going to say most people get sticker shock because it's almost as expensive as putting in a patio because the base has to be installed the same way.
Right.
And like Megan Trainor said, it's all about the base. If your base is not a good quality base,
wait a minute. There you go. I did a little bass sound for you.
Okay.
But yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah. The base and seams. Knowing how to seam.
I received a price of $13 a square foot and $18 a square foot to put that in. The good news is, like I said, you don't ever have to worry about it. It's there. It's there. So
it's an investment that pays off in the long run.
Yeah. So, and if you're gonna have a lot of people out there traveling, or as a an event or a party or whatever you're gonna have, if they're all walking on it, they're not gonna tear up your real grass. Exactly. So that's good. So, all right, guys, it's time to draw. So let's get you got hashtag GBN Rocks, and we're gonna see who the winner is here in just a moment. All right, let's draw, and we can see who the winner is. And the winner this week is Deb Zimmerman. All right, Deb. Congratulations, Deb. And I will get with you later, and we'll get that gift certificate of walk-ons to you. So, Terry, thanks so much. Let's see who we have up next week. I think you know her. We've already talked to her about this week. Stephanie Sebring with Ground Zero. It's a nonprofit organization here in Myrtle Beach. She'll be on next week, and we will have her in the studio as well. So, guys, remember, if it's Wednesday, it's GBN Live. Take care.